Dzień dobry, everyone. And for those of you who don't speak Polski, that is good morning in Polish. Anyways, I was going for a walk this morning, the same path actually that I walked while listening to the podcast, The Competitive Edge with Scott and Mike. And if you haven't already listened to that, then I definitely recommend you do. There's a link to it in the PS of What Made Me Cry Part 1, as well as I'll try to remember, I'll either put a link below here or on the email that link to this video. That was an interesting description. But anyways, definitely check that out because that was a podcast that really inspired the first email, part 1 of the email, as well as this video. And both of which are about a lot of things, but I would say mainly is, and something that I think you and everyone can take away from this, is how to communicate better with others as well as yourself. And, you know, I truly believe that starts with being honest with ourselves, not lying to others or ourselves. And I know that may seem kind of vague. You say, hey, I'm not a liar or anything, and I'm not calling you one by any means. But for example, you know, you may have realized a few things already in this video compared to some of my others. A lot of them, the camera's more still, the environment, the situation, everything is a bit more controlled. You know, my hair isn't usually such a mess. I'm usually not wearing sunglasses. It is bright though out here, so apologize for that. I'm usually a little, you know, I'm definitely more clean shaven. Not now, obviously, but usually. I mean, for God's sakes, look, I'm not even wearing sleeves. Like, what the heck's going on? Well, I was going for a walk this morning, and I just thought it appropriate for this video, since I'm going to be spilling my guts to you, that, you know, just do it real world style. And I just want to be totally transparent with you, all right? And that's what I mean is not telling lies, but maybe not telling the full truth. And the full truth is this is me 80% of the time when I'm not on camera. You know, it's not to say that I'm a complete schlub or anything, but I'm comfy in workout clothes, and things like that. And I don't get all thought up to go out, contrary to popular belief. So that's number one, you know, and that's kind of on the surface. That's just, you know, more vanity things. But the other, which kind of leads us into another thing, is I think how we're perceived. And I sometimes take issue with the way I'm perceived, or what it sometimes seems like I'm perceived in the eyes of others. And I know this because I've straight out asked people, or they've told me. For example, when people come to the site and everything, and then when maybe they start to work with me one-on-one, and I'll talk to them, and I very much get, and again, I ask them this to confirm, that they're under the impression that as the posture guy, you know, I do, you know, I have each of the foundations of health, and my posture and everything just perfect all the time. And it's like, no, I definitely do not. Give me 1 second here as I cross the street. Hopefully not get ran over by a car. I definitely don't have, you know, everything under control. So yes, although I've been in the making bodies better world for 12 plus years, and I do have some knowledge and experience in various areas of health, fitness, and wellness, so I do know things and I do have experience, I still don't consider myself an expert or a guru, because I think the second that you think you know it all, or you think you know the majority of things, is the second that you stop learning, or you stop looking to learn. And that's my favorite part of all this, is learning. Which part of learning, as you are well aware, are, you know, making mistakes. And, you know, that's something that I do every day. I make mistakes, and I learn. And so, I always tell people, I'm not interested in being anyone's expert or guru. And so I don't want you or anyone else to think that of me. Quite frankly, I say my best teachers are posture guys and gals like yourself. I think that I have just as much, if not more, to learn from you as you do of me. And people are surprised to hear that, but, like I was talking with this guy the other day online, and we were talking about hydration. And, I asked him, he's like, oh, yeah, I got it under control. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I'm like, yeah, like I'm usually good at it, but the last few days I've been struggling, and, maybe I haven't been keeping track as much. And then he started opening up and kind of totally changed his story. And I think people get defensive on a subconscious level that, oh, well, I'm talking to again, I hate this word, but expert or guru, and I need to tell them a story, not lie, but tell them a story that shows that, yes, I'm living up to my part of it, because they're comparing themselves with that expert or guru. And it's like, hey, I'm here to tell you, like, I am in nowhere means perfect. There's a lot of things I do very well, and there's other things that I don't, and they go up and down. Overall, I would say I'm 80 percentile or above, but there's things that I struggle with. And so that's why I say, maybe someone has a tool or a mental or emotional kind of hack or trick they do to be better at something that I can learn from. So I look at all of us as students and all of us as teachers. And that's why, you've heard me say before, and you'll definitely hear me say again, I'm not interested in being the teacher, the expert, or guru who stands up on a soapbox or pedestal and just talks and everyone listens. Contrary to popular belief, I know I talk a lot. Per Anya, she has to live with me. But what I'm really interested is building a community, what I like to call family, because I consider you family, is building a family where we can all learn from one another. You learn from me, I learn from you, and we all learn, from each other, which kind of brings me to a couple things, changes I've been making that I have to admit I've, felt very nervous about, just kind of uneasy. I know they're the right things to do because I know they're making me uncomfortable, and usually when in doubt, sorry, I had a duck under that plant there. Usually when in doubt, you do the thing that makes you the most uncomfortable, and you're going down the right path. Or at least, the experience and history has taught me that's usually the case. So, we're going to go a slightly different path here to stay on quieter streets. Lost my train of thought. Sorry. So there's been a couple changes, as if you've seen any episodes before, read my emails that have been going on lately on thepostureguy.com, and one of them is this communication workflow policy. And this kind of is one of the first things I want to share with you is, how do I say this? I don't just want to show you the best of me. I want to also, and hide the rest. I want to share with you some of the things that I'm struggling with. And I know some people are here just to kind of get the facts and everything, and that's fine. But I also know that it is nice to know that whoever I'm learning from, whether it be online or in person, that, hey, they're just people, okay? And, like my name says, I'm just the posture guy. I'm just a guy, I'm just a dude, and I have struggles and worries and fears and things like that. So hopefully you can relate with some of these, better relate to me, or, take something away from it and apply it to your own life like I did when I listened to the podcast. So I got off on a little tangent there, coming back around. Man, this little iPod Touch gets heavy when you hold it for a while like that. So, about this communication workflow policy, it's something, and for those of you that don't know, it's over the last few months, well, I guess you can say long term, over the last year and a half, I don't know what he said because I don't speak Polish. If anybody would like to translate, please send that or put that in the comment section below. Hopefully it wasn't anything too offensive. But yeah, over the last year and a half, PashaGuy.com started. Initially it was like my mom and the cat watching, and it's definitely grown from there. It's not huge by any means, trust me, it hasn't gone to my head, but I've noticed because my email inbox has just gotten out of control. I've done videos where I've shown you screenshots of 1,000, 2,000 plus emails in my inbox, and I would like to think that I haven't missed any, and I have a little bit of system to make sure that your and other Pasha Guy and Gals emails go to the top and that I get to them first, but I know I've missed some of them, probably especially if it was on YouTube or something like that, and I feel bad about it. But there's definitely, I need to rethink how I do communication. And so this new workflow policy is trying to get away from email. Not because I don't want to communicate and interact with you and everyone else. I love to do that. I just want to make the whole process more efficient. And email, it's hidden in my inbox and your inbox, assuming you and I were the ones having the correspondence. But if we have that same discussion, and I understand some things are private, but if we have that same discussion on Facebook or Twitter or any other social media platforms, now you ask a question, I answer it. Now not only you benefit from it, but others as well. And then someone else can come in and chime in, and maybe they have something really good to add to it. So now it's not just about you or me, it's about we, and it's not just you learning or me learning, everyone's learning. And that's what I'm really excited about, and that's why I'm switching over more towards this. Hey, it's not that I don't want to hear from you, okay? Please understand that. I want to communicate better, more effectively, and more efficiently so that we can all learn as a group better. So I hope you understand that. It's something that I know I have to do, otherwise I won't get anything done. Sorry about the truck. I don't know if you guys know the story, but the author, and I can't think of his name right now, I feel bad, of Charlotte's Web, I don't think he wrote another book, or for a long time at least he didn't, because so many kids were writing him letters about the book that he didn't have time to write. And so, trust me, I've gotten those messages before where it's like, hey, you need to respond to me, and I love helping people, but I'm like, hey, you like this post I'm doing, or this or this product that I'm working on? Well, I need to work on that. I can't be answering emails and messages all the time. But if it's on social media where someone could see it, and for those, I've seen this happen before, and for those that have, thank you so much, you're awesome. For example, on YouTube once, someone asked a question, and it was sitting there several days. I'm like, oh, I need to get to it. And then when I went to get to it, it was like 3 days later after it was initially there, I saw someone else, a fellow Pasha guy, had chimed in and answered. And I'm not sure even right now who that was, but for whoever that was, thank you very much. That was awesome. And that's a perfect example of, hey, us as a community, as a family, helping each other out. And I'll be the first man, I can't do this alone. I also don't want to do this alone. I didn't start the PashaGuy.com just for me to have an outlet to say stuff. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm not interested, I never was and never am interested in making things that people like. I'm only interested in making things that people love. And so, I want Pasha guys and gals and optimized selfies who are as passionate, if not more passionate than I am, about optimizing each and every aspect of their lives, and in an effort to create a more optimized world. If that's you, I'm so happy to have you as part of our family, and I feel very grateful to even be a part of your life. So thank you for that. Man, I can go on and on and say thank you for what probably seems like forever. But that was one thing that And even as I say it right now, I feel better just getting that off of my chest, that, hey, I'm worried about this change coming up. I'm worried about what people may think. I don't want them to think that I'm like some douchebag and thinks that I'm important and that you can't communicate with me. No, I want to communicate with you and everyone else even more. I just want to make it more beneficial to everyone. So I hope that if you're watching this and listening, that you understand that, and that it's not in some ill attempt to hide myself behind some closed doors and make myself more exclusive, because honestly, I'm just not that important. I have some cool stuff to share, but it's not like I'm some celebrity or anything like that. So that's one thing. Another is, you've been noticing that's my posts and my emails. I've been talking a lot about this Optimize Self workshop / course. I've definitely been promoting it more and more and marketing it, and that's even something too. Usually I'm fine around sales and promoting and stuff like that. Most people hate going to a car dealership and being sold to. I absolutely love it. But I have to admit, sometimes I've had thoughts going like, am I pushing this too much? Am I promoting this too much? But here's the thing, is I shared in the first part of the email why I'm so excited about this workshop, the Optimize Self workshop and course. It's because I know how many people it could help. So yes, I'm a little nervous on, will people think I'm just now like sell and pushing this on them. Yes, I do still have that thought and feeling, but here's the thing, is I may not always do things the right way, and if I've done anything to offend you or annoy you or anything, I apologize. But one thing I will never apologize for, and I don't think anyone should, is if you have the right intentions, okay? And my intentions each and every morning when I wake up, after, I kiss Anya and think to myself, oh my gosh, I have this wonderful life, I have air, I have food, I have Anya, I have, all these amazing things, is how do I help as many people as possible today, whether it's through a video like this, an email, whatever. And that I know in my heart is, sorry, getting choked up. That is what I know in my heart are my intentions. So again, I may not always express or communicate, and I'm working on that, my intentions, the best. And like I said, if I haven't, then I apologize. I'm working on it, but I know where that comes from. So if I'm saying, hey, look at this Optimize Self workshop course, it's because I sincerely believe that you should invest in it. So much so that my own parents bought it. And we think, oh, you give friend, family discount. And it's like, no, I asked them to pay for the, for the full thing, because, I think a lot of people, we all know the worst advice is free advice. I've gotten so many free things, especially digital, and I download them. They're sitting in my downloads folder, and I haven't looked at them forever. Most likely I'm never going to look at them. But, the other day, I bought a solution product for $100. That I'm definitely going to look at. Or I bought some software the other week, which you've seen put in use for some new pages. A branch fell on my head. And that was like $500. You bet your ass I'm using that, each and every day. So a lot of times I think, when people may feel bad, especially people with small businesses or anything, asking for a sell. The way I look at it is, yes, I have a business to run, and we got to put food in Anya mouth and everything. But I did a post about this earlier. So it was titled, Where's My Money? And I'm declaring bankruptcy, which I'll make sure to link to below. And if you haven't seen that, it goes over, where every dollar that you invest in the postureguy.com is going, because I think that's important too, being transparent and everything. Sorry, I lost my train of thought again. These long walking videos are hard. But anyways, yeah, where the money is going and everything. But I equally look at, when someone purchases something, the transference of money. Because when you look at money, it was how did you earn that money, and it was with your time. And time, I think, is much more of a valuable resource than than money. Money can always be made, it can be lost, it can be made, whatever. But time is way, way more valuable. And so when people say, all right, Justin, I'm going to give you X amount of money for a product or a course or your services, then I think what they're doing is actually saying, okay, I worked for this money for this amount of time, and that's what I'm giving you. And I don't take that, I think that's an amazing thing. I'm very thankful for that. But also I think it helps hold them more accountable. So yeah, friends, family, and stuff like that, and occasionally I may give them a discount, but it's like, hey, you need to invest in this to hold yourself more accountable. And I know money's not the only answer. Trust me, I've had people, pay me hundreds or thousands of dollars and not take action and not do things. But that's kind of on the sales point. And I would say probably I think it's the last and final thing. I know we got to wrap this up here. I'm actually kind of walking in circles or rectangles so as to stay away from traffic. But the third thing is, I've been pushing the Optimize Self workshop / course, and sometimes it may seem like I do a post that isn't posture related, right? And I may talk about something more philosophical or mental or emotional, or it could go off on technology and everything like that. And trust me, I know I go off on tangents, I already have several times on this video, but understand that it's because I feel and I believe that it's all connected back to your posture. And ever really since, in part when I talked about that discovery of the foundations of health, I just simply can't ignore all those things. Otherwise I would feel really guilty not sharing that with you. So if all I stuck to was the biomechanics of the ankle, which, don't get me wrong, is freaking awesome, I can talk about that all day, and how it affects your knee or your lower back pain, I think more importantly is we have to consider, certain lifestyle aspects, foundations of health, your breathing, hydration, sleep, nutrition, stress, movement, exercise, what's the environment you're living in, and how to change and hack and optimize each of those things to better support your goal of, getting out of pain and realigning your posture and improving your performance, whether it be physically or cognitively, whatever the case may be. So that's why I'm talking about those things. And, listen, I totally get I'm not everyone's cup of tea. And so, I'm going to actually make it more of a point to kind of entice people, hey, if you don't like this style, if you don't like my writing, you don't like my videos, please unsubscribe. And I don't mean it in a bad way, like, hey, get out of here. No, I want the absolute best for them, even if that isn't me. And I know a lot of people in I'll use what it is, just making bodies better world, whether it's nutrition, whether it's this or that, and they may present the information in a different way. They have a different voice, they have a different style, and maybe that person will kind of jive more with their style, and that's fine. And I would love to make that introduction and go, hey, I appreciate you stopping by. And I actually did this in email the other day. A gentleman unsubscribed. I said, hey, thanks for, being part of the family while you were. What is it you're looking for? What are you struggling with? And I sent him off to someone else in diet who, by the kind of tone of his email, I thought, you know what, they may be a good match. Ended up, him and I weren't a good match. But, that doesn't mean that he has to stop there. There's someone out there that can help him. So if ever you feel that, hey, Justin, I don't want to hear you talk about emotions and feelings, although I believe that's a huge part of, of your overall health and wellness and things like that. Maybe I want something more, like a kind of cookie cutter approach, just dry, simple, keep it to the facts type of thing. Although I do actually provide some of that, like in the shorter videos and things like that. Again, my style may not just be the best for you, and so if that is ever the case, please write and tell me that. And maybe there's something I can do to make specifically for you, or maybe I can just say, hey, you know what? It's like when you're dating and it's like, hey, this isn't working out. okay, that's fine. Honestly, I'm not going to take it personally. And if there's someone or some resource that I can refer you to, I would be more than happy to send you that way. And I wish you all the best in optimizing your health, because that's really just what I want for everyone. All right. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else, because this video can go on forever, but it's already been 25 minutes, and I gotta get back to work. You know, because like I said, this isn't even work. I love doing this, and I look forward to doing more, interacting with you and everyone. Something more social, something more group. I'm looking into, and if you're on the email list, you'll know, more like Google Hangouts, like live, maybe on a weekly, or maybe starting with once or twice a month, doing live Q&A for everyone. I think that'll help to lessen the amount of emails. I actually just did a video yesterday about, you know, if you want to ask a question, how to submit it, and then I will use it. I will use it in the live Q&A. So if you have a question you'd like to have featured on a video or something like that, you know, definitely send that my way. So yeah, and anyways, this has been great sharing this with you. I hope it, you know, kind of pulls back the curtain, so to speak, on the Great Oz, and you know, I really enjoy. If you saw the interview, I'm actually gonna walk in this parking lot because it's a little quieter to finish this video up. If you saw the interview I did with Nate Novak, it's funny, I had a couple other people who are interested in coming on the show with me, co-hosting and featuring their personal story. And some of them are like, well, I'm nervous and I don't know what to say, and they think it's going to be very interviewy or like a testimonial. I'm like, no, I just want to talk with you. I just want to hear, again, like, I'm excited to talk and get to know each and every one of the posture guys and gals, and you know, and I think that we can all learn from one another, and that's why I want to do more of this. So anyways, if you've stuck around and watched this whole video, or if you're listening to it in the background, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me, and I so look forward to, like I said, growing our family together. All right? Anyway, sorry, let me take these off. Ooh, it's bright. So yeah, thank you. I love you, and man, I cannot wait for what's coming up next, and like I said, just continuing to build our family together. All right. Anyways, I look forward to seeing you inside the next video, and hopefully you've reserved your spot already for the Optimize Your Hydration Hangout this coming Saturday. All right. Anyways, whether it's an email, a video, or the hangout, whichever the case may be, I look forward to seeing you then. Until then, take care and keep moving.